what do you think is the factor of Man City's poor performance? Is it because of so many injuries, or is it because of Pep's football? Or?
I think it's just a mixture of everything. I think it's a mixture of, we say, I'll type it in English, the rot sets in. The rot sets in. Honestly, I think it starts with Rodri. I think Rodri's injury then impacted the performances. But then now when I look at Kyle Walker, Kevin De Bruyne, other players that should be like, okay, we can still do this. You just see a lot of like negativity in the players, you know. And I think, I don't know, maybe like a lack of confidence. We don't really have. We've got a lot of injuries as well. Obviously, Erling Haaland's always been criticised that, you know, if he's not scoring goals, he's doing nothing. And that's kind of true at the moment. I mean, I know he's still getting goals. But I don't know. I think it's just everything. And Pep's interviews are a bit weird, and it's just all a bit strange, you know.
I've never seen city like this before.
No. I mean, I have from years ago.
Before a long time. Very strange. Like.
And I don't know. I was speaking to a friend the other day. I don't know if now is the time for change. You know, I don't know.
You mean manager?
Yeah. So I was chatting to a friend the other day, and for example, like Enzo Maresca now at Chelsea, he's doing really well. They're playing great football. I was thinking, and Maresca was with City. He was a coach in the youth team. So I was thinking, you know, okay, maybe give Pep another year, because obviously halfway through the season now, and then maybe try and go for Maresca. He understands City. He's worked at City before. He was quite popular. I think people have like a high opinion of Maresca at City. He left in good circumstances, you know. So for me, I think we need a check, and we do have quite a young squad. You know, if you think about like Haaland, still young, Rico Lewis is still quite young. We still have a young squad, but I think now players like De Bruyne, Kyle Walker, they kind of have to go. I think. What do you think? What's your opinion? What do you think is what's happening and the way to go forward for City? What do you think?
It's very strange. I think because of many injuries, you know, it's difficult to set a good squad. But I think the Pep always kept high standard on the pitch, always. You know. But this season, I don't know. Actually, I'm not specialist of the tactic, so I don't know.
Of course.
What happened in football tactic, but I think the Pep seems to be lack of confidence.
And also I think with the injuries that we've had, I think other teams can see that, and it's a big weakness. Like, look, when we played Tottenham and Tottenham beat us 4-0, I mean, we just looked terrible. Like, every time Tottenham attacked, there was just big holes everywhere. Holes in the defence, holes in the midfield, people not tracking back. And I think because Pep's always had this idea, this is my way, and if it's not going right, I'm not going to change it. You know, he kind of lets, for a cliche, like, trust the process. You know, it's like, okay, if we keep doing the same things, it will work, which obviously for 7 years, 8 years has worked. But I think today will be a huge test, because I think if we get beat by United, who are also not doing great, I mean, I think there's going to have to be some change. I mean, look at the Champions League as well. Like, in that new Champions League table, I think we're like 20th, which is ridiculous.
Pep just renewed his contract,
1 year, I think.
1 year, 2 years,
Which everyone was saying, you know, stay, and then it's all kind of collapsed. It's all kind of. I know Liverpool yesterday they drew, but I don't think it's too damaging. I think they'll win the league. I think Liverpool will, because I think the points now, is it 9 points?
Liverpool have one less game, but I think the City is 9 points behind.
So if City lose today, So if we win today, we go 6 points behind. But Liverpool have that game with Everton. Nottingham Forest doing really well as well.
Yeah.
Crazy, because I think last year they stayed up on the final day. I think it was maybe they might do a Leicester. They might do what Leicester did, because when Leicester won the league in 2016, I think they stayed up on the final day. The season before, they almost got relegated, and then they won the Premier League the next season, which was it was wild. I just don't see that ever happening again.
Like, who is the most disappointing player, the City player, so far this season?
This season, I don't know. Like, I always get disappointed with Haaland. One of the things I've never liked about De Bruyne has always been like his attitude. Obviously, amazing player, scores goals, assists, but there's almost like a very like babyish way about him, like he's complaining a lot and he's moaning, but he's had a lot of injuries. So biggest disappointment, I don't, possibly Foden as well. Foden's not really been doing been doing so much. It's kind of hard to pinpoint just because we've been so poor recently. It's kind of like a collective thing.
Savinho, what do you think about him?
Savinho, I like him as a player, but I think he should be contributing more goals and more assists, because Mahrez, he was basically a direct replacement for Mahrez. Same kind of player, starts on the left, comes in on the right, tricky, even like the body shape is exactly the same. He just doesn't do the same as Mahrez. He doesn't do the same. I think it's a collective. Like, my favourite player in City at the moment, or when we signed, was Doku. I like watching Doku. But again, you can only be as good as the people that you're playing with. You can't expect one player to do kind of everything. And I think that's a big problem at United. I think maybe they relied too much on like Bruno Fernandes, or even Chelsea last season, actually, with too much relying on Cole Palmer. And you can't. I mean, Chelsea now obviously have become a better team. It seems to be working. And I'm always quite critical of Haaland, but also understand. I think his instruction is to score goals. I think with Aguero, when Aguero was so successful, he kind of always dropped back. He would kind of help out with a little bit of link-up play, and he would kind of drop back. He would take the ball, and other players would make runs. But I just think with Haaland, it's like, okay, you're there, you're in the box. So it's like I get really frustrated watching Haaland, but also I think sometimes it's not his fault. If they're under the tactics of like, okay, just hit the ball to Haaland and he'll score. If he's not getting the ball, he can't score. If he's not scoring, he looks terrible. And I think this is the problem with the media in the UK. If Haaland's not scoring goals, he's terrible, and that's a little bit of the truth. But I think he's still got like 14 goals. I think, which, I mean, halfway through the season is not bad, 13 goals, which, I mean, in the 15 games, 13 league goals, which is kind of crazy when you think Haaland's having a terrible season. And he scored 13 goals in 15 games. It's kind of crazy, but it's typical. We say in English, it's like buses. Nothing comes for a while, and then 3 or 4 come at the same time. And I think that's the same with Haaland. He could go maybe 4 games without a goal, then he'll get a hat trick and then another hat trick. Like we'll play like Wolves and Forest, and he'll be like bang bang, 2 hat tricks, and then he'll go like another 4 or 5 games without a goal. What do you think for today? What's your impartial opinion of the derby today? Because we're both terrible at the moment.
Very interesting, because like you say, both teams are the similar situation.
United,
I feel like United win. Sorry for you, but
but you know something, as I'm obviously a City fan, but I'm also a big football fan as well. Mentally, I'm always quite curious what would happen to teams who are doing well but then don't, you know. So as a City fan, obviously I hate United and I want City to win.
Yeah.
But then the small part of me is like, if United win, what happens? You know, like if United beat us today, I think it would be fair. If United win, we can't complain, you know, unless it's like a stupid VAR decision or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be quite curious to see how it would kind of how it would go.